All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lumping Show. I'm One Bar. Today, a big episode. We're fixing the offensive line. It's an issue. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. We're fixing it. I'm going to do it through free agency, through the draft. I want you to let me know in the comments if I did okay or if it's just a complete disaster. For me, all that matters this offseason is that they address it. They try to improve it. They take some big swings to improve it. Whether or not that pans out, we will see. But that is it. They haven't really tried to improve this interior offensive line a ton. They haven't invested a ton. So that's the biggest win. So wherever they go, if they go free agency, if they go draft heavy on the offensive line, whatever it is, as long as they're trying to improve it, this is my what I would be very happy with. Let me know in the comments. Before we get into it, hit that sub button, comment below. Let me know what you think. If you're watching, you're not subbed, hit that sub. We're trying to get to 14,000 subs. But let's do it. So I use the draft. I use free agency. A couple guys that are not going to be back. Ed Ingram, I'm cutting him. He's gone. We're going to save some money there. Dalton Reisner, love you, man. Thank you. But he is also gone. And David Quisenberry, Q-Bear, just getting a little long in the tooth. He's old, and I wish him a happy retirement. But those are guys you will not see here. Let's get into guys who you will see here. Let's start off with left tackle. This one's easy. It's Christian Darrisaw. And then Walter Rouse right now is the backup left tackle. Darrisaw, they're saying they're hoping he will be back and ready for week one. I think he will be. I think it'll be close, but I think he will be. And if he can't, I got some other players here. I got a swing tackle. We lost Q-Bear, so I got a new one that could maybe step in a pinch. And Walter Rouse, maybe he does. I mean, they're looking at Walter Rouse potentially being a guard as well. But as of now, he is the backup left tackle. Cam Robinson's going to want some big money. I can't see them spending a ton of money to have a guy come in for a week or two if Darrisaw is not ready to go. But I do have a free agent that can do it. So left tackle, nothing shocking here. And it shouldn't be. Left guard. Let's go. Are you ready for a brand new left guard? I am. And we got one. It's Gray freaking Zabel. Gray Zabel has been lighting up the Senior Bowl. North Dakota State, second round selection. So I got hit on that. You're like, we don't have a second round pick. I got the Vikings trading back into the early second round to get this pick, not only to get Gray Zabel, but also to get some more picks. So second round, absolutely, I'm all for it. Even before the Senior Bowl, Daniel Jeremiah had him at like 45th overall prospect. It's not like he's just went to the Senior Bowl and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this guy's actually pretty good. He's been good. He's been a name that a lot of draft gurus have already known. He's just now getting on the radars of a lot of people, including myself. So Gray Zabel in round 2, 6'5", 316, first team All-American, can play anywhere along the line, including center, taking snaps at Senior Bowl at center. Jeremiah says he's the best player for him in the NFL is guard. The dude plays nasty. Most importantly, he is a day one starter. And year in and year out, we see guys come out of NDSU on that offensive line, the Cody Mox, the Cordell Volson, all these guys, and they always rip it up. It's our time. It's our time to dip into this NDSU offensive line dipping sauce and have a little bite of it, because Gray Zabel, he's your guard for the next 6 to 8 years. And he's nasty. He's not nice. And I love it. Him and Darrisaw, good Lord. As you can see, Blake Brandel, I'm moving him to backup. I think Blake Brandel, some people might be like, get this dude off the roster. He's a good backup. I'll take him at backup. We saw him how good he was when Darrisaw was out there. He was not a liability. He was just fine. So to have Brandel as a backup, also a guy that can move around the line, hell yeah, I'm all for it. But Gray Zabel, second round pick, we get additional compensation. Hell yes. Zabel might be a guy that sneaks into the end of the first. You never know. But there you go. One, we got a brand new player. Let's go to center. Nobody's going to like this because I still have Garrett Bradbury at center. And it's not because I want him to be. I just think that the Vikings have such a hard on for Garrett Bradbury. He's going nowhere. This will probably be his last year as a Viking. But you can see the backup, Gus Hartwig out of Purdue. Fifth round pick. I mean, I put that in there to say, he's a guy can go anywhere from fifth round to seventh round. And depending on where the Vikings are moving and shaking, I just know we got a fifth rounder. So I took Gus Hartwig as a potential heir apparent to Garrett Bradbury, and also to give him legit competition as a rookie. Gus Hartwig is good. Just because I got him as a fifth round pick, he's good. He's having a great East-West Shrine week. 6'5", 313, been a starter for Purdue since his freshman year. He is turning a lot of heads at the East-West Shrine game. Dude is a grinder, extremely smart, versatile, development guy, good power, and the Vikings have had good luck with centers in the mid to late rounds. John Sullivan, 6th rounder. Jeff Christie, 6th rounder. Matt Burke, 6th rounder. Kirk Laudermilk was like a 3rd or 4th rounder. So Gus Hartwig is not only a guy that could potentially be your future center, but he could give Garrett Bradbury a little run for his money as a rookie, but we got to embrace it. Bradbury's probably going to be back. I know the Falcons got a nice free agent out there too. I can't see the Vikings using an early pick on a center. So I'm just assuming he's going to be back, but Hartwig is the future at center with this selection. Let's go to right guard. Here's where it gets beautiful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I got him going Trey Smith. Why wouldn't I be, man? Shoot for the stars. 4 years, $20 million. That seems to be about $20 million a year. Seems to be about where he's projected. If he's the highest paid guard and someone pays him like 21, I wouldn't be surprised. But Trey Smith is the shiny object right here. It's bam, right guard solidified for the next 4 or 5 years. Add that up with Gray Zabel. And even if Garrett Bradbury coming back, our offensive line just got 1 million times better, 10 million times better. The big question for Trey Smith is not how good he is. How much are teams willing to pay him? I could see the Chicago Bears, who was just a complete disaster, maybe just outbidding everybody, just saying, we're getting this guy, whatever his price tag is, he comes home. If it's in that range, I think the Vikings will absolutely be players. I think they will absolutely be very interested and be one of the top teams going after Trey Smith. But Trey, make a pay. God damn, I'm getting excited. Back up Michael Juergens. So the Vikings love Michael Juergens. They really do. And Juergens is another guy, kind of like Gus Hartwig. Hartwig can play center. He can play guard. Juergens, center, guard. Versatility along this offensive line as far as backups. Blake Brandel can play multiple spots. So this is huge. So it gives them options as well as far as into the future, what they see in training camp preseason. Like maybe Juergens is actually the better center and maybe Hartwig ends up being the better guard. We will see, but I'm just giving them options. But Trey Smith, come on down. I know we can go there. The Mekhi Becton, Will Fries. There's a lot of guys out there, and maybe they go that route, but they got to go in on Trey Smith. Right tackle. We know Brian O'Neill's coming back, but here's my backup. Here's my swing tackle. Here's my new Q-Bear, and that's Storm Norton. Storm Norton is a familiar name. He was with the Vikings for a couple years back in 2017. He's bounced around to a ton of teams since then. He ended up started like 15, 16 games with the Chargers a few years ago, actually played pretty well. And Storm Norton he's not moving the needle, but he's exactly what we need because he can play on the left side. He can play on the right side. He's not a guy you want starting 5 games by any means, but if he needs to play in a pinch, he's good. And most importantly, he is cheap. He's going to be about 1.5 million, somewhere in that range. And he comes in and he's the old man. He's the old timer. And he gets to play either side. So Storm Norton is my depth piece. When you're spending that much money on Trey Smith, investing in the Gray Zabel, I would love to say that we could go, let's bring Cam Robinson back at 20 million. It ain't happening. So whether it's Storm Norton, whether whoever it might be, they have to get somebody in that range of price and be able to play both sides, because I don't think they're ready to just hand it over to Walter Rouse if Darrisaw goes down. So there you have it. There is my fixing the offensive line. I would love to hear in the comments how you feel. Again, there's many ways you can go. You could go with a Will Fries and a Mekhi Becton as your 2 guards and then draft a whoever in the first round. In this scenario, like I do have the Vikings also spending some money on a D tackle. It's not like I'm completely ignoring it, but this is an offensive line video. So I hit up on the offensive line, Darrisaw, Zabel, Bradbury, Smith, O'Neil. Let me know what you think. Hit that sub button. We'll be here hot and heavy all damn weekend.